Like, we're literally gonna be shipped off onto fucking like trains going to camps.
When they say things like trans rights, I'm gonna need you to elaborate a little more, because every right that y'all list as a trans right is something I could very much do without. In fact, I never even requested it. I didn't put that on the wish list from Santa. I want the right to sterilize kids.
If you work for ICE, you.
Oh,
We're
God.
plus size travelers. Of course we think about if we need a second seat before we book a flight.
She is looking like a deep breath. All right, it is time to do a wellness check on the libs on TikTok. Not libs of TikTok, but the libs who are on TikTok. And just see, you know, we got to get a temperature check. As we enter World War III, what are Democrats, libs, and or, you know, libs and commies concerned about?
Hey, I'm here and I'm genderqueer, and we all need to remember that human rights are so important. Free Gaza. Trans rights are human rights.
So she definitely ate a Smurf's vagina and or butthole for sure. Because what is that all over your... That has to be actual Sharpie. When they say things like trans rights, I'm gonna need you to elaborate a little more, because every right that y'all list as a trans right is something I could very much do without. In fact, I never even requested it. I didn't put that on the wish list from Santa, that like, I want the right to sterilize kids. I want the right to go fuck women up in sports. All the stupid shit y'all call rights. And I have a theory about people like this is like, you know, in generations past, it's not as if this archetype of person didn't somewhat exist, right? There's always been artists and eccentric people, but because now of AI, I have a theory there's going to be so much more of this shit, because, you know, art is just AI now. So people who would be, you know, all the fucking theater kids, all the fucking people who need to be painting something, need to be writing some stupid shit that only each other, you know, read and write and find value in, they don't really do that anymore. Also because, you know, everyone's IQ is deeper than Lily Tino's voice because of the fucking fluoride. Like, just being cognitive every day is clearly hard enough for these people. So
I mean, that person was like struggling just to even talk. I don't know if you heard it, but she's like, so
not winded.
too?
Not winded.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. It's like, that's why I don't understand why they always are calling for, you know, issues. It's like they're so quick to go burn down cities and call for, you know, civil war and shit. It's like, y'all can't even breathe. You're winded from picking up your iPhone 14. You guys already know how broken the current media landscape is. Between misinformation, censorship, and a complete lack of transparency, it's getting impossible to trust anything you read and hear. And that is why I use Ground News, who I love, and that's why I'm super excited they're sponsoring today's video. Ground News pulls coverage from every major outlet, left, right, and center. So you can actually see how a story is being spun based on which outlet is reporting it. Like this story that just broke. Trans athlete wins 2 golds and a silver at California track and field finals after controversy over participation. So let's compare headlines. So the LA Times, which leans left, says transgender track athlete wins gold in California state championships despite Trump threat. The Washington Times, however, which leans right, says male-born athlete wins 2 golds, 1 silver at California girls track championships. So 2 totally different takes on the same event. Ground News lets you see that contrast instantly, so you don't have to wonder. So you're not blindly trusting a single source's framing. Another feature I love is the blind spot feed. For example, a story like Texas pushes LGBTQ plus school ban as Pride Month kicks off was mostly covered by left-leaning outlets. And if you only follow right-leaning news, you may have not even seen it. The blind spot feed is perfect for making sure I stay informed and I don't end up in an echo chamber, and it can do the same for you. Whether it's LGBT news or world politics, Ground News keeps me fully up to speed without the bias. I seriously use it for almost every video I make. It's amazing. You guys are gonna love it. So go to ground.news/BWP or scan the QR code somewhere on the screen to get 40% off of their Vantage plan. That's just $5 a month to see the full picture. Thank you so much to Ground News for sponsoring today's episode, and now on to the rest of the episode.
I don't know if y'all are doing your part around the world, but I am. Nobody else is here. I'm in Kansas state capital. It's a beautiful building, not gonna lie. Some beautiful monuments around here, some beautiful flowers. But yeah, I'm here protesting peacefully. I'm the only one so far. So if my Topeka friends want to pull up, that would be great. That'd be great. If I'm the only one, it's fine.
Pass the joint, sis. You just strike me as someone who's just high, chilling outside the Capitol, being like, I guess I'll be here. I guess I'm here. Guess I'm protesting. It's interesting, though, because this whole no king to address that, it's like, yeah, no King's Day. 4th of July? July 4th? That would be that day. Like, my God. And this would be the same bitch. You know, I know people get really uppity about like being too disrespectful to service people. This same, what's a nicer word? Heifer with the bowl cut. This is the same type of heifer who would be holding a gun, addressing you on the beach in 2020, talking about the beaches are closed, go home, lock down. So to pretend as if now you're suddenly concerned with people's rights. And it just blows me because it's like, I have never gotten a genuine answer to this question. So please put it in the comments, friends, especially any libs watching. Do y'all think other countries like don't deport people? Because all this is like over deportations and immigration. Do y'all think you can just go to other countries and just like live there? And like if you were there for like long enough, say you went to Sweden tomorrow and you somehow flew under the radar and 8 years from now you have a life, you think Sweden's going to be like, you could say it's fine. Like, I just wonder what reality y'all are living in sometimes where it's like, I understand some people are also upset about the methods of deportation. And so there are people nuanced enough to be like, no, it's okay to deport, but not the way they're doing it. But it's still retarded and you know it. Stop lying, because Obama deported millions of fucking people. Bill Clinton, what was it? Some crazy number. I put it on my ex. Like if you're under any sort of spell that all the millions of deportations that Obama and Clinton did, that every one of those people was a criminal, what world are you living in? They were also deporting people who had families here and businesses here and friends here and a life here. You think it was all just clean and smooth when Obama did it? Or do you live under a false propaganda media that doesn't ring the alarm when Obama does it because he's Democrat? That's what's actually happening. And why you can't see that, what's not clocking.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
I'm just so confused. I know everything's a fucking inversion these days, but shouldn't MAGA be more upset right now? Like, shouldn't they be the ones protesting, like, where are the deportations? They're all still here. Like, what's going on? MAGA should be mad. And it's like, for you, I'm just so sick of people being stereotyped. Like, you're doing the meme of like the worst person ever you've ever met or whatever. Like, why would you bring that to life, Evanescence? Why would you embody that? It's pitiful, really. Oh,
We're
God.
plus size travelers. Of course, we think about if we need a second seat before we book a flight.
We're plus size travelers. Of course, we ask for the seatbelt extender as soon as we board the flight.
We're plus size travelers. Of course, we get dirty looks anytime we're traveling.
We're plus size travelers. Of course, we're expected to pay more just to travel comfortably.
We're plus size travelers. Of course, we check to see if there's a customer size policy before booking.
We're plus size travelers. Of course, society doesn't believe we deserve to travel.
Oh, like, she is looking like a deep breath. She is looking like a deep breath. One of the problems people have is like, there's just such a lack of like shame and like dignity. And I know that seems like kind of basic right now, but I'm just like, I know if I was a fat hoe, I would not be on camera repping being a fat hoe like that. I know that if I was a walking, talking deep breath, I would not be on camera walking and talking as a deep breath. Like, it's just, this is your fight. You got all that energy. You got all that energy. Get that energy. Put it over here towards not being a fat hoe. And for me, it's, I know you're miserable, baby. I know you are. You cannot have good mental health if your gut is all kind of dysregulated. This is also trauma. This is the reason she's a deep breath is because she's walking through life guarded. She's like this. She's walking through life guarded. Right? And that's the metaphysical reason for this. So the physical reason is those ham hocks. The metaphysical reason is she's scared. She's walking through life like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? I feel like if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. If you're fake deep, you might not know what I'm saying. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like people put on weight and muscle in certain places because of trauma. It's the reason why, for me, my trap muscles are always so fucking tight, because going through shit as a kid, it's like I learned to be defensive. And so my shoulders are way up here. I'm seeing that here. It's just like all of you's way up there. The animal self in you is pulling all that weight as a defense up here, that deep breath position. And you're just walking through. And I also feel like if you're a fat hoe like this, you gotta pay for first class. You got to pay for first class.
Yeah, her fight, the video starts with they have to think about buying a second seat or not on a flight. So it's like, okay, maybe think about getting dessert or not next time. Like, I don't know.
Exhale, baby.
Like, she's huge, but she's so beautiful. She's a mammoth, of course.
Don't come on my page and say that people should be in this country legally. Don't fucking do it. This is ridiculous. It's inhumane. You are a human being, and don't you dare use Jesus' name or God's name in this and say that this is what he would want and pretend to be a Christian, because you're not. This is pure evil. You are scum of the earth. These are people. These are mothers. These are fathers. These are human beings. And all you care about is where they are geographically. Shame on you. Do better. Be better.
How many homeless people are living in your house, Deborah? How many drug addicts and, wait for it, illegal immigrants do you have in your home? Heifer. And it's just so crazy. I cannot stand a lib who lives their life as godless as you have to live to be this fucking angry, right? But then wants to bring up or invoke Jesus when making some sort of argument. It's like, don't bring up topics that you yourself are not embodying, because for you to bring up, a phone, you're the scum of the earth. What kind of hate is that? That ain't Jesus. That is not Jesus. And I wish someone loved you, because like I always say, this video of me, because trust me, I crash out too. I go through my little mental breakdowns, off camera, because I have a little bit of shame, unlike some of y'all. Because I have people who love me, I know that this is never going to end up on my actual social media, because I would be too humiliated. Talking about, right? Something evil has made a home in you. It's perched, kicking back, relaxing, chilling up in you. But to bring it back to what I was saying, if it ever did end up on social media, I'd be getting calls. You good? Blair, that wasn't good. That was bad. Do you need anything? And again, I just need liberals who are so upset about this to tell me where the fuck else you think in the world you can live without being a citizen. Where else is that something? What standard are you comparing America to? Like, at least when y'all are delusional about things like healthcare or like trans kids or like all these other fucking things you're always wrong about, at least sometimes you can bring up, well, in Sweden they do it. Well, in Canada, well, in the UK. What country do you think is letting you live there illegally? It's just crazy. It's so insane.
I mean, when I see videos like this, it's just a reminder that we are in a spiritual war. I mean, that is a demon-possessed, fluoride-drinking person right there. Like, there's a lot of evil in that, and just misguided.
Like, we're literally gonna be shipped off onto fucking like trains going to camps, and like cis people will still be like, well, maybe should trans people be allowed to play in women's sports? Like,
I hate to be mean, but that eye is leaning. That left eye is just on vacation. There's two things I've learned as an adult, right? And the older I get, the more true this becomes. Never underestimate how many people are just on drugs. On drugs. Might be the case here, because usually when my eye starts leaning a little bit, I'm probably leaning on something. And the other thing is, never underestimate how many people's behavior can just be chalked up to that's their fetish. That's their fetish, right? So for me, when I see a group of people that for the past decade cannot stop talking about getting put up on a train and taken to a concentration camp, I'm like, at what point are you just hard about that? At what point is that just what you want to happen. You know what I mean? It's like you just can't stop talking about it. And people just talk through their subconscious all the time. All of the time. So you have to wonder what it really means about this person. Are you hopeless in life? And so you think that that's the only thing you're actually looking forward to is somebody ending it? Do you get a sick pleasure out of the idea of somebody ending it and just putting you up in a camp? Do you read about little, Annabelle Franklin and envy her? You know what I mean? Do you envy people who've been put in concentration camps throughout history? Because I'm thinking you do. I do feel bad for people who actually do believe this kind of stuff when they say it, because that's just a referendum on, the media and how they all deserve to burn in hell for abusing people's mental health and emotions like this. But okay, it's not that I don't feel bad for you as a human being. I just don't feel bad for you as a real bitch, because you know damn well you ain't going to no concentration camp. You're not. It's also just like a self-importance thing. You must have like a heightened self-importance to think that the government even cares to come around your ass up. We're about to go to World War III. It's like, I don't know. It's like if anybody's going in camps, it's probably going to be like Middle Eastern people, or like if it goes another way, like Jewish people or something. If anything, it's going to be like religious people ending up in a camp, because that's what the war is about. I don't think people are really tripping on you. So I think you need to get your eye on the ball.
If you work for ICE, f*** you. F*** you. And f*** your mom. And f*** your wife. And f*** your grandma. And f*** your grandpa. And f*** your great-grandpa. Shit. I hope your pillow is constantly warm. I hope you stub your toe every single f***ing day. I hope every single time you put on a new pair of socks, you step in a puddle of water. I hope you always have an itch on the bottom of your foot. I hope your gas tank is always empty. I hope you hit every single red light when you're driving. I hope you're always stuck in traffic. I hope you win the lottery and the next day. F*** you.
This is just such a waste of time and also of your beauty. And I know I'm going to be, I go from being hella mean, I go from hella mean to hella nice. You would be so beautiful if you were not so stupid. What is this aggression? Because this wouldn't intimidate literally anybody. And so that's just another...
I was just thinking about how good looking this person would be if they just looked and acted like decent.
And 50% of it is her spirit and her mentality too. Because if she was, looking exactly like this, but like not being aggressive and angry and fake mad, these are words for your father. These were not words for ICE. You're talking to your dad. Whether you know it or not, you're talking to your dad right now.
It just seems inauthentic. Like I'm looking at this person, like blue eyes, white. Like, I mean, ugh.
Everything about this person is...
This fight isn't hers.
Everything about this person is inauthentic, and sometimes it takes a fake ass bitch to be a real ass bitch. I have to say that you're suffering and you need to just talk to your dad and get it over with. I really have started to look at so much anger out of people as who are they really talking to. So you can just tell when someone's talking to mom. You can just tell when someone's talking to dad. You. That's for dad. And I'm out. Hopefully the next time I see you, we're not in the middle of World War III. Love you. Subscribe to this podcast as well as my main channel. Follow me on X, TikTok, and Instagram. And I'll see you in the next episode of the podcast. Bye, guys.